Influencer podcaster Brianna Chicken Fry was dating this guy by the name of Zach Bryan. Apparently, he's a singer. I've never heard of him before, and I feel like I recognize her from somewhere, but I can't quite remember where. I'm gonna do some digging and figure it out. But apparently, they broke up, and she assumed they were just gonna kind of keep it to themselves for a little while. But he goes and announces it on his Instagram page, and not even 2 hours later, he's on Raya, which is a celebrity and high profile person dating app. The top lesson that we can learn from this situation is stop thinking that you're the exception and that you're going to be different. If he was unkind to every woman in his past, there is a slim chance that he's going to get with you and suddenly be Prince Charming and be healed of all his toxic behavior. A lot of us women assume that we're going to be different, we're going to be the exception, and we're going to love them enough to change them. Realistically, none of that's going to happen. You're not going to change them. You might love them, but it's never going to be enough for these types of men. As someone who has been in therapy for many years, you first have to recognize that you have a problem, and it doesn't stop there. You have to two, actively decide to start working on a resolution to the problem, and three, you have to actively, daily, second by second, choose to be a better person and not fall back into those toxic habits. Just think about it. New Year's resolutions, only 15% of people who make one will actually keep it and make changes. It's why crash diets and temporary fixes don't work. Change is hard, even for the best of people. So you really think that a guy who was a player, a guy who was a loser like that is going to change now that he's met you? These types of people, they only get more and more diabolical as time goes on. Also, she kind of rearranged her life to be able to go on tour with this man. And another one of my mutuals spoke on this, but I'm also going to talk about this. Stop rearranging your life so that a man can be the center of your universe. I am over us giving up job promotions, not going to move to where we want to move, not hanging out with our friends, quitting our jobs, not pursuing our dreams anymore, completely abandoning ourselves so that we can follow some guy around. If that guy loves you so much, he would understand if you say, let's just say you meet a guy who's a famous singer. He would totally understand if you said something like, you know what, babe, I'll meet you at a couple of your shows, but I still have to finish college. I still have to commit to running my business, doing things that are important for you. A man who really loves you will understand, and he would not want you to completely abandon yourself to follow him around. I'll tell you one thing I've spoken on so many times on here and my YouTube channel is that self-preservation is a top priority to men. If you think for 1 second they're going to give up something important to them to chase after you, or to even be with you, you have another thing coming. Yes, there are those guys who are the exception to the rule, who would give up everything to be with you, but that is rare. Also, I saw someone's post as I was kind of doing my research on this whole story. Apparently, he wrote a song for her, and I want to talk about that because I don't care how amazing you think your man is. Men will always men at the end of the day. Yes, there are some exceptions to the rule, but I have heard some women talk about some beautiful things that their exes did for them, and then they realize one day that that person was cheating on them or whatever the case may be. Always self-preservation for us, okay? Day by day basis with these men. You love him, he's amazing as of today, okay? Because men be menning. And just remember this, the more you give up for a man, the more you're going to be crying about if that relationship ends. Well, I did everything for him. I gave up my career, I gave up this, I gave up that, I did all this, I did all that. You're just adding to the list. I want us to put ourselves in a situation where at the very least we leave with our heart broken and we shed some tears and then eventually we move on. I don't want your heart to be broken. You're in financial shambles. You're having to pick back up your life. You're chasing after friends that you abandoned to center that man in your life, and you're starting from ground zero. It's okay to fall in love and it's okay to have fun, but we also have to be smart always.